Amen.
Look, sisters and brothers, and I'm about to open up. So we have issues. International issues we got to face. National issues that we're facing.
That's right.
And certainly local issues that we're facing.
Right.
Violence in the black community continues to be a major problem.
Yeah.
On this rostrum is a gentleman and others who we have to, as we talk about 2013, we have to give them credit for the long weeks and weeks and weeks of work that they've been doing for years. I'm talking about the Newark Anti-Violence Coalition. Come on. Brother Bashir Akinyele, who is one of the leaders and one of the organizers. How many weeks?
Oh man, over 152 weeks straight of anti-violence demonstrations in the city of Newark.
152 weeks of consistent, constant organizing against police abuse, against black-on-black violence in Newark. And now you have what? The Trenton Anti-Violence Coalition, is that right? Are you in other cities?
Yeah, we're inspiring other cities like Trenton, Patterson, Jersey City, Camden, you name it, all.
Trenton is every third Sunday of the month.
All right, let's give him a hand, Brother Bashir. We're going to open up in a minute. He's going to share with us. These brothers and sisters here, as soon as I open up, they're going to share with us on the issue of violence. I want to point out that last year there was a great sign that could mean good things in 2013. The Nation of Islam and the Fruit of Islam, towards the end of 2012, took to the streets in the black community and into the projects in record numbers. It was a wave of FOI, or Fruit of Islam, and others in the nation who took to our community. I would hope to see more of that in 2013. I would hope to see more of that. Matter of fact, I'm going to say to those who are in the Nation of Islam or watching, stay out there on the streets. Go back to the streets. We need the FOI in the streets. We need the sisters and the queens of the Nation of Islam, the MGT. We need them in the streets. Stay in the streets in the fight against violence. And so, dear sisters and brothers, what I'm going to do right now, after raising these issues, I'm going to put a cap to this, because what I want to do is open up to some brilliant organizers who are here with me that will help us to understand one point I want to leave you with in the spirit of Khallid Muhammad. The white man cannot stop us. I don't care what anybody says. Our message tonight is do not fear the white man. Do not fear this quote-unquote system of white racism and white supremacy. The white man can't stop us. The only people and the only force that can stop the rise of our people in 2013 is the black man and woman themselves. We're the only ones that can stop ourselves. White racism is weakening. The white man right now is in a weakened state. He's barely fighting for his survival. And while he's fighting for his survival and the survival of his country and survival of his birth rate, just trying to produce more than he's losing. That's a battle for him right there. It's time for the black man and woman to come up.
Step up.
Stop blaming the white man for what you could be doing for yourself. I know that sounds strange coming from me, but I'm convinced after these years of struggle, I can come here right now as I conclude to give you expert advice, expert political advice and legal advice and advice from being on these battlefields all across America and all across the world, being a professional organizer and an attorney on the front lines. I can give you some advice you can hold on to right now. Let me ask you this, man. Can the white man stop us from building black organizations?
No.
Can the white man stop us from giving our babies an education?
No.
Can the white man stop the black man from taking care of his babies?
No.
Can the white man stop the black man from stopping killing himself?
No.
Can the white man stop us from building a black economy?
No.
Can the white man stop us from uniting?
No.
No. We got to get our minds right. This movement here, and you who are listening in this audience, and these leaders here on this stage, if we will put our program together, overnight we would wipe the scourge of white supremacy off the face of the planet Earth. Stop this lack of confidence. The white man can't do nothing to us. How is a 6-ounce brain, weak, recessive, depressive, grafted man going to overpower the black guy? Huh? How are you, 5%er, Nation of Islam, or other kind of person? How you going to say the black man is God and then concede any kind of power to the white man? How you going to teach that the black man is God and the black woman is goddess and allow them to rule over you?
That's right.
If you're a Christian, as we up here in the church, you say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Well, how are we going to say we can do all things through Christ and believe in our hearts that we can do all things through a black Christ and a black Messiah? How are we going to believe that and then fear the devil? Huh? If we can do all things through Christ, we should be driving the devil off the planet in rapid time. It's time now to take power in a righteous way. It's time for this movement that is listening and that will participate in this dialogue to take charge of our post. We must have a united front. We must have a united liberation front. And we must take on our causes, and we must stand up like men and women and stop apologizing for our failures and stop fearing our enemy, for it is the time of his demise. Dear sisters and brothers, I got expert organizers up here I'm happy to be with tonight. I got Brother Shep, who I've asked to come here and who will help conduct this session, and asked him to share his expert organizing skills. I studied his organizing tactics and skills, and what he knows needs to be spread not just to the Panther Party, it needs to be known throughout the black nation. We need professional organizers and consultants and experts that can teach our people how to organize and serve the community.
That's right. That's right.
Black power? Black power. So look, let me be quiet, because I know Dr. Jeffries is coming soon. And when he comes, it's all over. It'll be all over. So we love him.
All right.
But let's do this. Let me open up now for questions, but not just from me, but from our guests. And some of our guests will share in the question and answer session. Go right ahead. My sister, my queen, right there. My elder. Y'all can help me out, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you. Because we got some experts. We got some veterans up here. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Anyway, I'm interested in Africa, and my question to you is, when I listen to the news and read the papers and see where the Christian churches are being burned down on Christmas Eve, I'd like for somebody to look into that. And who are burning down these churches?
Yes.
I think that's a big problem on the continent. And I think until the continent is free and settled, I think black people all over the world, we have a problem.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, and y'all want to help me, you can. I want to say this.
Sister Margaret Lamb.
Sister Margaret, let's give her a round of applause. Sister Margaret, who speaks to the division in Africa as well as many disturbing incidents of churches being burned and religious strife in Africa. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That is correct. And says that until we get Africa together, Brother Pops, you can show that audience too. Let the web cam see that audience there. We're in Brooklyn, New York, at the Brooklyn Christian Center. Am I right? All right.
Brooklyn Christian Center, yeah.
Brooklyn Christian Center, for allowing us in here. Let's give all of their leadership a strong hand. You know, when I told some people that I was speaking at the Brooklyn Christian Center, they act like I'm not even allowed in the church.
Reverend Dennis Dillon, pastor.
Our dear and beloved brother, Reverend Dennis Dillon, as pastor. Bring me that information on farming. Also, your information. Okay, so here we are. Let's try to get an answer to the question. Ma'am, and let me say this. The new Black Panther Party is going to Africa on a fact-finding and research mission. We have been invited by the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania to come to South Africa to study, to do fact-finding and research on what is the current situation in South Africa. Also, we're doing fact-finding in Zimbabwe and others of what is called the frontline states. And we have been invited by our friends in the PAC to also have serious discussion on what? On building a Pan-African International Liberation Front, where a real liberation front, an alliance, an organization of organizations can be built that will help Africa. And so I have to say this, for all of those leaders that want to go with us, we're going on March 20th through the 28th, and on March 21st, which is the anniversary of the Sharpeville Massacre, where in Sharpeville in 1960, the resistance movement against the apartheid forces, many of our youth and our babies were cut down in Sharpeville. But Sharpeville is also a bright spot because it marks the origin of the Pan-African Congress of Azania, and it marks the origin of a leap in the struggle against white supremacy and the apartheid government at that time. It gives birth to Robert Sobukwe and the Pan-African Congress and many others. So the brother Chris Sankara and the others who are listening right now from Azania, South Africa, we have to let you all know that the black man and woman of America is sincerely interested in Africa. Amen. The black man and woman of America is not arrogant and act like he's going to Africa to be some kind of new colonialist or some kind of big shot from America. We're going home as a sacred pilgrimage and as a fact-finding mission so we can find out what is going on and see how we can help. And I've also been invited to speak at several mass rallies for the Sharpeville Anniversary Massacre. On March 21st. They've asked us to speak all over the country to the extent I have to bring several ministers. Some of us will be speaking in Johannesburg, some in Cape Town, some in Soweto, all at the same time.
All right. Amen.
So, but we want y'all to come with us. We want leadership and those that want to participate in a fact-finding mission, not a tourist mission. I mean, we might see some of that. But this is a fact-finding, research, and political mission. If you're serious and we can clear your security, then y'all come with us. Because somebody got to go to Africa that will represent us to get answers. We're going to Africa March 21st. You considering going with us? Contact us.